How about the A's? They make sense to you?
No. No, they don't, because I'm nervous with teams like the A's and the Rays that they fleece you in trades because they're looking at things from a similar, they're just like the Pirates. They're a small market team that recognizes that, it's really hard to compete year in and year out. And I think that the A's kind of do things the way that the Pirates did for a long time under Neil Huntington, which is we don't want to give up a lot of big prospects. We don't want to put too many eggs in one year's basket. And, the irony with Huntington is he finally got away from that. And the one time he does, he makes the Archer trade, and it's just disastrous for the franchise. So, the A's and the Rays could probably use Adam Frazier, but I don't see either one of those teams giving up the substantial prospect to make it happen because they see Frazier the way the Pirates do. He's a guy having a career year who's close to 30 years old.
Before we go to break, I know we talked about this at 4 o'clock the other day. Rob Manfred gave praise to Bob Nutting. Do you think Bob Nutting is good for baseball? Do you think he is one of the better owners out there? Because maybe he says the right things, but I've asked him a bunch of times about a salary floor, a salary cap, and he just kind of skirts the issue. But he's not pushing for it. He's not the outspoken guy. I think they need an owner like that maybe brings these small market teams together because, I'm only bringing this up because you mentioned the A's and the Rays being similar to the Pirates. There has to be a major change in baseball at some point here in the future.
I think that Bob Nutting is good for Major League Baseball in that, they have an owner in Pittsburgh who runs his team like a business. They're not hemorrhaging money. They're not bankrupt. They're not on the verge of moving or going somewhere because their finances are so screwed up. They've got to flee Pittsburgh for a bigger market or for a different town to try to compete and make more money there. So I think from that perspective within baseball, I'm sure Rob Manfred and those people really like Pirates ownership. The problem for fans is that he runs the team, in my opinion, more like a business than a baseball team. And he's not the only guy in professional sports who does that. But as a fan, you want somebody who doesn't make decisions based on, well, how does this impact our bottom line? You want a guy who, more than anything else, wants to win. And sometimes if that means financially taking a step back to maybe take 2 steps forwards, you do something like that. You manage the team. I think if Thomas Tull were the owner of the Pirates, for example, the Steelers' minority owner, he might go all out to win a World Series. Now, he might tear it down afterwards to try to recoup some of that money, but I think he would be more aggressive because I think it means a lot more to him, per se, to win. That's just how I think Nutting is wired. I don't think he's a horrible person. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't believe in personally insulting him. I think that's just how he looks at the Pirates franchise, as a way for him to make money. He's a businessman. We live in a capitalist society, but that's not good that's not necessarily good if you're just a fan of the team and you want to see him win.
Yeah, especially if you're counting on fans showing up to the games. At some point, they got to start winning again, and you'll get the fans. And I think he has to spend money, and hopefully we see a salary floor at some point in the near future. We got to take a break. Back with your phone calls. 412-575-2600 is the number right here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.